Hey everyone, if you're like me, you got the Jeep Renegade non-Trailhawk version, no OEM hitch, Avid bumper, aftermarket hitch, anything like that. You may think about when you might get stuck, or like me, I actually got stuck and had to have a tow truck pull me out, and that wasn't a fun experience at all. So I came up with an idea, and I'm testing it out here, and we're gonna see if this works, and if it does, hopefully this can help someone else out. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to go over the product that I'm using. It is a racing tow strap made by Tanaka, ordered on Amazon. It's like $10 a pop, so I ordered 2 of these. Comes in pretty good packaging here. Shipping was very fast, actually. They sent it next day, Amazon Prime, of course. So, get this bubble wrap off. So you got the box there, Tanaka. Very, just... I mean, there's other ones on Amazon that don't look any different, cheaper, more expensive, so on and so forth. So this is the strap right here. As you can see, it's a nylon webbing loop strap. Also comes with more hardware than you're going to need. You're not going to need the nut off this. All you're going to need is the bolt, and I'll show you where this is going to go right now. I want to show you guys first the one that I've got installed already, right here. You can see it's attached right to the frame, and on the other side, when I install it, I'm going to show you guys how to go about installing this so that it's properly installed, and then we'll go over how it's going to be used. Alright, so right here is your actual frame, and right here you got a plastic little cap. It's a bolt. You're going to need a T25 Torx bit. So you're just gonna unscrew that out. It's threaded in. No big deal. Shouldn't break it. It's pretty easy going. So now with the strap we're installing, you got this bolt here. I'm not quite sure exactly what size this is. I just know I don't have a socket personally that'll fit it. So I'm using channies to tighten these down, and when I figure out the size, I will re-torque it down with the proper socket. So this hole that's here is already threaded. This hole is actually here. If you buy one of those aftermarket under the bumper hitches for the Sport and Latitude models, that's where this bolts into. You've got like 3 bolts around here somewhere. But this is one of them. It's already threaded, and this strap, the bolt that came with it, fits this thread pattern exact. So that's very nice and convenient, makes for an easy install. I have a 4-inch lift on my Renegade, and so I'm able to lay under here and get this done. Anyone who still has a stock height Renegade may have a little more trouble. You may need to jack it up and put it on some jack stands. So just be mindful of that. Having a little bit of difficulty with this one. We see if we can maybe work out this dirt. That's what it is. There's dirt in the thread. Okay. So you just get it in there, and you should be able to get it hand tight, and then you'll just finish it off with the socket or channel locks. It's a little tight for a wrench. However, the channel locks I've got are a little bit smaller, so they're not too bad going in here. Again, I have a lot more room than anyone with stock height, so just, again, be mindful of that. You might not be able to get up under here like I'm doing right now. But once you got it hand tight, just get yourself a pair of channel locks, or if you have a larger socket set. I know that it's larger than 13/18, which is the largest socket in my set currently that I can find. Then you just gotta find the angle here and work at it, but once you get it going, it gets snug pretty quick. It's not a whole lot here, and there's enough threading on these bolts to get it completely cinched down. To be completely honest, at least with the other side, I doubt that even putting a socket on it would get it any tighter. I mean, maybe a half a turn. It's pretty tight. And if you're doing this with a socket wrench or with channel locks, don't worry about hitting these plastics. They're very bendy. You're not going to crack them or break them, or at least you really shouldn't. So you just want to get it on there and get it as tight as you can. That should be pretty good. So, I mean, like I said, this is directly attached to the frame. And I'm tucking them behind the sway bar because I don't want to put any pressure on the sway bar whenever we have to pull. That's probably the last thing you want, is to snap a sway bar out on the trail. All right, so next I picked up a set of these pretty decent shackles online. Working load limit of 4 3/4 tons, more than adequate for the Renegade here. So what I'm going to do is just put the shackle on like so. Always want to make sure you get your shackle on nice and tight. Now, because of the weight of the shackle and where it sits, I wouldn't drive around with the shackle on all the time. I would only bring it out if I need to. The straps will be fine where they're at. I just don't want the shackle just swinging around while I'm driving. I mean, it can reach the tire and all too. That's probably just begging for trouble. So my plan here is to now use tow strap that I've got, and this one, when choked, the working load limit is 10,600 pounds. More than enough to pull the Renegade. All right, so here's the finished product, looking at it from behind. And as you can see, right where it's mounted, you got the shackle, comes down, you got the tow strap. And here's the final concept idea, is you'll bring these two ends of your basketed tow straps, or if you've just got regular flat tow straps, whatever you end up using, just make sure it is going to be strong enough to work on the Renegade. So you bring them together, and then you'll have one central point here that you're pulling, so you're pulling the vehicle directly straight back. You'll use another shackle or a well-rated carabiner. You can directly clip in your winch here, whatever you so choose to do so. And then once that gets tight, pull the vehicle, and just looking at it straight out, slightly up, it's not putting any pressure on the bumper at all. When it really pulls, it might put a little bit, but again, these bumpers have got a lot of give. To be completely honest, they don't break that easily. So just always be careful when you're pulling with this or getting pulled out by this method. And the next step's going to be to physically test it on the road, and hopefully never actually need to use it on the trail, but just know that if you do, it's there. The other thing I want to bring up real fast is, as you can see, it kind of touches the muffler on the edges there, and this is nylon braided. So if you're going this route, I wouldn't just immediately jump right into getting under there and putting these on and just yanking yourself out. Let the muffler cool off a little bit. My vehicle's been sitting now for about an hour, if that, and I mean, it's not hot anymore, and it was actually bearable, not steaming, smoldering hot, after about like 15-20 minutes. So I mean, it doesn't take that long to cool down enough. So let's see how these hold up. All right, so we got our setup on. Got this all rigged up here. I got a bowline knot tied in this. It's a pretty strong rope. Got it rigged to my buddy's hitch. I know it's not the proper way, but it's the best we got right now just for test purposes. And I'm actually going to use my Renegade to pull his truck, since this is a slight grade going towards the Renegade. I'm gonna have to go uphill a little bit, and we're gonna see how this works. All right, guys, so that was a huge success. This pulled that truck without any issue whatsoever. Straps, everything are in good condition. The bolts are fine. There is no damage at all to the bumper where it was pulling. Nothing going on with the muffler. Obviously, in an off-road scenario, you may be a little more stuck, or the person you're pulling may be a little more stuck. Kick it in four-wheel drive, slow and easy. You know, basic practice when it comes to pulling someone out. You're not going to gas it, you're not going to yank it. Get the line tight, and then slow and easy, and based on what I've seen with this should just crawl right out. I mean, it shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. Yeah, so that's what I've got for you guys. I'll try to get the links for the product, the straps on here, but I mean, it's very basic. I'll try to get the exact one for you guys, for anyone else who wants to do this, and anyone else who wants to give this a go and needs any additional pointers. If maybe there wasn't enough information in the video or something you may have not quite understood, hit me up. You can hit me a direct message, Facebook, Instagram. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I don't ever have to use it, but if I do, I will be sure to upload the follow-up video of how this works on the trail. Happy trails, everyone.